Let me tell you about the daytimes, the night times, the fight times, and the flight times, the good times, the bad times, the glad times, the sad times, the true times, the two times, the old times, the new times, the fun times, and the dumb times of Sometimes Jones.
Sometimes Jones is 14 years old. Well, he starts out 14. Through the stories, he starts getting a little older. And this one's called Sometimes Jones and the Magic Credit Card. Now, once upon a time, there was this kid named Lawrence Bartholomew Pittsburgh, who didn't get along with his father, so on his 14th birthday, he ran away to San Francisco, and he started living on Market Street with the other runaways and bikers and pimps and hookers and geezers and junkies, nerds and weirdos, and he changed his name to Sometimes Jones. And he was kind of a tall, scrawny kid, big ears and big nose, kind of homely, and he was really smart though. So smart that he seemed stupid, you know? But actually he was just waiting to make his move, and then when he did move, he moved so fast you didn't see it. He was the best pickpocket on Market Street. The word on the street was that if Sometimes Jones could get close enough to touch you, your wallet was gone. And he had this really good black hat, really good, it was a baseball cap, you know, really good, expensive baseball cap. No markings on it, just this baseball cap. And I'll tell you how good he was, how good a pickpocket he was. I'll give you an example. One time, the President of the United States was up for re-election. It happens. And so he decided to have a campaign, you know, a re-election campaign parade in San Francisco. So they come down Market Street, and here comes this parade down Market Street, all the people along the curb. And here comes the president's limo, and the president gets out of the limo, and he starts shaking hands with all the people along the curb, you know. So just through luck and timing, Sometimes Jones gets to shake the hand of the President of the United States of America. So that night, back at his pad, Sometimes Jones goes through the president's wallet. Now in the wallet, there's you know, some stamps, some pictures of home, ooh, some money, yeah, valid driver's license, and a strange white plastic credit card with the inscription 2 for 1 written on the front here. Down in the corner it said, "Good for one life." And on the back it says the agreement. "Be it known that whosoever or what shall be prime mover in perpetuity throughout the known and or unknown universe, but not limited thereto, shall grant to the bearer of this card one other life. Registered card number 454545.54. Huh, thought Jones. Pretty cool. So he puts it in his back pocket, see? And he feels pretty good the rest of the day. He doesn't even mind losing the rest of the president's money at a very close game of 9-ball with his best friend Sal, because he figures, what the hell? He's got another life right in his back pocket. So that evening, Sometimes Jones is taking his usual shortcut through this dark alley, and he's held up by a desperate man with a gun. And desperate man with a gun said, "Your money or your life." So Sometimes Jones, very, very carefully, just reaches behind and into his pocket, and he takes out the 2 for 1 card and he hands it to the desperate man with a gun. Desperate man with a gun looks at it, reads it, hands it back, says, "That's bullshit. What else you got?" Sometimes Jones says, "I don't have anything else. I lost all my money in a very close game of 9-ball when my best friend Sal." So the desperate man with a gun says, "Okay, give me a hat." Sometimes Jones goes, "Well, no, not this hat. This is a very good hat. It's a very expensive hat. I stole this from a very famous person. The cops chased me for blocks. I worked very hard to get this hat. I took a lot of chances, a lot of risk. It took me a lot of time. If you want a hat like this, why don't you go steal your own?" And the desperate man with a gun said, "That's exactly what I'm doing, putz." And he grabs for the hat. And Sometimes Jones grabs it back, and there's this big tussle, and bang, the gun goes off. Sometimes Jones looks at his hand. It's covered in blood. And he starts to sink to the ground. And as he's sinking to the ground, he sees the desperate man with a gun running out of the alley with his good black hat. As Sometimes Jones lays dying, bleeding to death in this dark alley, all of a sudden the alley fills with light and a guardian angel appears. And this guardian angel is kind of a punk guardian angel. He doesn't even have a t-shirt on. He's got just jeans. He's got wings, but they're molting, you know. But it's a guardian angel, and he stands over Sometimes Jones and he says, "If you wish, you may exchange your debt this time for your 2 for 1 card. You may choose to expire, keep the card as a souvenir, and have your name placed in a Who's Who in History book placed there posthumously. What do you want to do?" Sometimes Jones dies. reaches into his back pocket with his last bit of strength. He hands it to the guardian angel, and he stands up in perfect health. No blood, no wound, no nothing. Guardian angel puts a card in his back pocket, says, we've honored our agreement, you're on your own, good luck. And as the angel turns to leave, sometimes Jones picks his pocket and gets that card back. Angel, of course, leaves suspecting nothing. Now, having the card and knowing it worked and knowing the secret of the card, sometimes Jones now has some options, see? So now he's not afraid to do anything, you know? He's picking cops' pockets. He's pushing the envelope. Any crime he'll take, and he'll push it to the limit because he's got a life in his back pocket, see? So he's just like, he's taking any chance, any dare, any risk. And of course he's becoming successful, and he's becoming very popular. So he keeps on doing it more and more, and pushing the envelope, more risk, more chances, more dares, until finally one day he pushes the envelope just a little too far, and he's shot in the back by a jealous husband. Sometimes Jones lays dying in a pool of his own blood. White light, the angel appears, all dressed in white, still no t-shirt. Stands over Jones and says, if you wish, you may exchange your debt at this time for your 2-for-1 card, or you... Haven't I seen you before? No, don't tell me, I never forget a face. You an actor, you've been on television. And sometimes, I'm dying, just take the card. You know, he says, no, wait a minute. Well, my cousin, right? You know, cousin, her brother-in-law. No, and he hands the card, and he stands up in perfect health. No blood, no wound, no nothing. Angel takes the card, puts it in his back pocket, says, we want our agreement, you're on your own, good luck. As the angel turns to leave, sometimes Jones picks the pocket, gets the card back, puts it in his back pocket, and this time, as Jones turns to leave, the angel picks his pocket and gets the card back. And now sometimes Jones leaves without suspecting a thing. Well, thinking he still has this card, he continues to push the envelope. Any risk, any dare, any chance. Getting more and more popular, more and more successful, getting the girls interested. He's really doing well. His reputation is going from block to block, to neighborhood. Finally, a gang hears about him. And because he's so crazy and he's willing to do anything, they invited him in and they elect him the leader in 2 weeks. So now Jones has a posse. They're holding up police stations. He just doesn't care. He's high wire act. He's going, you know, he's swinging the second story, third, fourth, fifth, sixth story buildings. He's robbing them. He's pushing the envelope. They're more and more successful. And of course, he's not afraid of the gang, because the gang is pretty tough. I mean, they're all like kind of alpha. But he keeps them at bay because what he was doing was, you know, he would challenge anybody challenges his leadership. He would just challenge them to a fight to the death, and they would always back down because he figured he couldn't lose. He had that card, until one day he starts to look for it, and he can't find it. And he looks in his pockets, in the closet, in the drawers, in the sofa, in the cushions, and under the bed, under the chair, in the drawers, in the refrigerator, in the medicine cabinet. He can't find it anywhere. It's gone. So he thought he lost it or somebody stole it. The gang. So sometimes Jones now starts getting fearful, and he starts to get cautious, and he starts to make mistakes. And so he gets suspicious, and he becomes self-righteous, and he starts treating the gang bad, so they become confused, so he gets angry, so they become obstinate, so he becomes vindictive, so they just get fed up and challenge him to a fight to the death. Well, sometimes Jones tries to, you know, kind of make excuses, make jokes, make accusations. Gang aren't buying it. So finally, when they see that he has fear in his eyes, sometimes Jones quickly pulls his gun. And while his best friend Sal is trying to calm him down, you know, and talk some sense into him, Terry, another gang member, sneaks behind Jones and shoots him in the back. And sometimes Jones lays dying in a pool of his own blood in this clubhouse on a cement floor. There's blood all over the place. He's bleeding to death. Sometimes Jones figures he's going to confess. Guys, see, I could live forever. See, that's what I thought. I could live forever because of the angels. See, I had the white card, see? And it was, you know, 2-for-1. I couldn't die, and I kept on getting it back, but you guys stole it. Now, the gang had no idea what the hell he's babbling about. 2-for-1? He's going to live forever? Guardian angel? Please stole what? So they kind of feel sorry for him. And Terry, the guy who shot him in the back, actually kneels down and cradles his head, you know. But they know he's dying. They figure this is the babblings of a dying Jones. And he keeps on going, you know, look, I'm just a pickpocket. See, that's all. I'm not a bad pickpocket, you know. I'm not great, but I'm pretty good, you know. I'm pretty good. And Terry, the guy cradling his head, just looks right down at the Jones' dying eyes and says, Jonesy, you are an asshole. And Jones, with his last bit of strength, just raises his hand and offers Terry his wallet back. Not bad for a dying asshole, huh, Terry? Oh. And the gang thinks that's pretty funny, you know. Picking pockets while he's dying, pretty cool, you know. That Jones. What a barrel of laughs. But then Jones says, no, but you don't understand. Terry's right. I am an asshole. And as he says that, the room fills with light and a guardian angel appears, all dressed in white, you know, the punk. Still no shirt. Well, the gang just like freaks. And they just like buck out of there. And Jones' head hits the cold cement floor with his dull bonk as Terry stands and books out after them. The guardian angel stands over Jones. He says, no, Jones, you don't understand. You're not an asshole. You are a poor fool. Now, let me tell you how it works. Ultimate power has 2 lives. Cats have 9. But poor fools live forever. Yeah, but I lost the card. See, that's the whole point. I lost my card. I don't have any card anymore. And the guardian angel says, no, Jones, you don't understand. You never had a card. We don't give cards to fools. They're fools. They lose them. We know this through experience. So we keep your card. And anyway, we know you, Jones. So you can live forever as long as you don't use that knowledge for fame or fortune. By the way, everything you got with the president's card, that's been confiscated. We were just fucking with you. Oh, and by the way, just to get you started, here's $10 because you got nothing. And here's your good black cat back. Good luck. And the angel is gone. So sometimes Jones goes back to the pool hall that day thinking, wow, man, that's pretty cool. The ultimate power only has 2 lives. Cats only have 9. Poor fools live forever. So obviously, it's much better to be a poor fool. It's just a lot harder, that's all. I mean, a lot of sweat equity, a lot of sweat equity. When he got back to the pool hall, he bought a candy bar for $2, and with the rest of the $10, he lost that in a very close game of 9-ball with his best friend Sal. The end.